Hey guys and gals, welcome to Random Fandom. In today's video, we'll be exposing greed and pay to win and the tactics behind it. But first, a message from Personify. Or not, because this video isn't sponsored. I actually reached out to Personify myself. But in the PC part of this video, I'll be using a software called Personify Chromacam, and what it allows me to do is replace my background without having to have an actual physical green screen. So if you wanted to try out that software, feel free to go down to the description and download Chromacam from the link below. Also, an announcement: I recently got a new SIM card from another carrier called Unreal Mobile. And basically what they put out for service is like starting at $10 a month, you can get unlimited talk, text, and data. And I'm going to be trying that service for a little while. And if I like it, then maybe I can convince my parents to get that service when I get my service renewed this December. But yeah, if you go to the link below though, you can help me get free service by getting yourself one of these cards, and you also get a free trial of their unlimited service, and that will help me get free service for like the next month. So that's another way you can help me out there. So now on with the video. There are basically three major types of free-to-play. There's got games that are pay to win, there are those that are pay for cosmetics, and then there are those that are pay to progress but not necessarily pay to win. Now, all three of these methods so far have been not so great in a way, but mainly pay to win and pay to progress is the major failures, as they are neither good for the player or the company themselves. So starting off with pay to win, the issues with pay to win is players are forced to pay, and basically you're struggling with trying to convert as many free players to paid players, and you're doing it by making the game pay to win. So what you end up doing is free players who can't pay for the game just leave, and if they just leave, what that does to the player base is it makes it smaller. Without a player base, with a lot of today's games that are reliant on multiplayer, you eventually get to have a dead game. So it's not good for the players, and it's not good for the developers. We have games that are pay for cosmetics. You've probably heard of one of those, or maybe even played one, like Fortnite for example. You just buy cosmetics, and that's pretty much all there is in Fortnite that you can buy. Then there's games that are pay to progress that are not necessarily pay to win. So games like Warframe, you can pay to progress, get stuff in that game, but it's not pay to win because you can still grind and get the free stuff, get that stuff that you can pay for free, and it's not pay to win. I mean, the grind is set up to be fair. I mean, you're maybe a lower level player, so you have lower level enemies, so the lower level gear works fine. I mean, it's just paying to progress faster, and it's okay. So on with the techniques of implementation and the psychology behind it. First up, we have this game here called Bullet Force. It's a mobile game. You can get it for Android and iOS. And what I'm about to show you is just a few of the techniques that they use to trick you into buying microtransactions and why it's greedy. First off, we have two types of currencies, as you can see in the upper right hand corner. We have credits and we have gold. Credits can be obtained by playing the game or by paying for them. But the thing is, when you pay for them, you have to get it through gold first. And it's not a simple conversion either. The way this works is you buy $5, you get 500 gold. And then if you want to buy credits, you can then go to the credits menu and you can buy credits. But it's not a simple conversion factor here. And that can lead to you either buying less than what you need or more than what you need. Which then, if you buy more than what you need, that later on becomes to be not enough to buy that next item that you need, because that's another way of implementation we'll go over in the future in this video. For now, we're just focusing on the currencies. So there you see it. $5 gets you 500 gold, but if you double that money, you get more than double that amount of gold. So that's another thing. So if you buy not enough gold to get what you want, then you actually end up paying more than what you would if you bought the next tier up. Or even the next tier up from that, so on and so forth. So often you end up buying more than what you need. And that's all part of trying to trick you into getting more stuff from them, buying it. On with cases here. Cases are pretty simple. They're also the same way, but these cases, they give cosmetics. Now with these cases, when you get a case, it gives you a skin. If you don't have that gun, then that skin is useless until you get that gun. So in that case, it's not pay to win. But yeah, so we've looked over the different types of currencies and how they're set up to trick you. Now let's look on how they create dependence on you. You can get gold in one other way instead of paying for it, and that is by watching ads. You can watch one ad and get 5 gold for a total of 100 gold a day. But in this game, the way it works is you can watch 50 gold worth of ads at one time, and then you have to be on maybe like 12 hours later to get the other 50. So actually, effectively, if you're a human being like me who needs to sleep, you will miss out on the other 50 gold that you get. So you actually only get 50 gold a day instead of 100 gold. In Modern Combat 5, there's another way they create dependence other than daily rewards. They can tell if you're maybe about to leave the game. They have analytics in the game, and they'll often throw up a notification for you to join back the game if you haven't played in a while. And that's one way to keep your players coming back. If you can keep them coming back, you get them more involved in the game, spending more time, which then later may lead them to buy something. So since they're already spending so much time in this game, then perhaps it would be okay to if they would just buy something. So there you go, you created dependence. Up next, ways of forcing people to pay for a game. You can create pay to win by having overpowered gear. So like I showed you that gold earlier that can only be bought or earned by watching ads, you can buy overpowered gear with that gold. So here we are. This is my level 2 account. I got rank 2. It's when you first set up a Bullet Force account, you get 0 gold and you get 2,000 credits. For every 1 kill, you get 100 credits. If that kill's a headshot, then you get another 100 credits. There's little bonuses for certain things. So like if you save your teammate, there's points for that. There's points if you kill someone who killed you. It's payback. But yeah, on average, if you're just killing them, nothing special happening, it's just 100 points per kill. And so as you can see, some of these weapons here are pretty damn expensive. Like the L85, it's currently one of the most overpowered weapons in the game. It's 375,000 credits. But on with the gold weapons that are gold exclusive or early access. You can get the Barrett, it's a gold exclusive, and it's maxed out on damage, maxed out on accuracy, and maxed out on range. It's a sniper rifle that will kill you with 1 hit no matter what. If you compare it to, say, the best free sniper rifle you can get, which would be the M200, also known as a JTAC intervention, for those that may not know, but here it is. This gun is maxed out in damage and accuracy, but it's got less range. Now the stability is almost full. On the Barrett it has no stability, but stability on sniper rifles don't matter because you're only firing 1 round at a time instead of firing a burst or full auto. Hipfire is pretty much the same, and the rate of fire is slower on this gun as well. So this gun overall is just worse. Now something that the stats do not reflect is that the Barrett has 3 times the penetration of the M200, therefore making the M200 a lot weaker. So if your enemy is maybe hiding behind something, then, or you shoot them in a armored part of the body like their head, and they're behind something, then you're not going to kill them like you would with the Barrett. And with the range on the M200, you got bullet drop, so it's not point and shoot like the Barrett. You actually have to spend time to aim. The spend time to aim will often get you killed. If someone else has a Barrett, they just find you, they just shoot, and you're still aiming this. You have to compensate for bullet drop. With that said, this gun is 210,000 credits. So as you can see, you get 10 kills, you get 1,000 credits. So this gets pretty expensive. And with that said, that doesn't include any attachments like a scope, a laser, or a muzzle brake. Another technique that is used is early access in this game. They'll release a weapon, say like the L85, it was early access. And what happens there is that for a set time after the update comes out with the early access weapon, that gun can be bought for gold, with gold. So then what that means is you actually have to pay money for the weapon. So what they do wrong is, instead of it being, just an early access weapon, they also have stats on these weapons. Like I just showed you, they're often higher in early access. So the AllttA was like, in early access, it was a sniper rifle, basically, that was full auto. It was pretty bad. It shot pretty quick. It didn't have any drop. It had like a lot of stability and a whole lot of damage and a whole lot of accuracy and hip fire. It was just really overpowered. After the next update comes along and the gun is no longer early access, then it gets nerfed. So then in the end with that, both players get burned in the process. The free players got burned during early access time because the gun was so overpowered and they was getting destroyed with it. And then afterwards, the paid players ended up with a crappier gun. Now even then, this gun is still overpowered. It's actually very overpowered. And that is where we get into forcing players to pay. Again, another technique is never keep them satisfied for long term. You have to keep them wanting to pay. So eventually your weapon that was really good back then is now crap because this new weapon came out and it's a lot better. So for example, the M4A1 is like one of the first guns in the game. It's an assault rifle that shoots the same type of bullet as the AllttA. They're both 5.53mm rounds. But the difference here is pretty big. As you can see, the AllttA does a bit more damage. It's more accurate. It's got a lot more stability and a lot more range. It also shoots a little bit faster. The only edge that the M4A1 has going for it is hipfire. Now with that said, the M4A1 is also the free gun that you get. So as a new player, you don't have to earn this gun, it's just given to you. Because without a gun you can't really play, so they have to give you at least one gun so you can play. So there you go, they give you the M4. Now it comes with a holosight and a red laser. And that's what you get. You don't get any scopes or any muzzle brakes or anything of that sort. That's your basic setup. Compared to the AllttA just wipes the floor. So there you go. You don't keep your players satisfied for very long. I mean, we could show you an older weapon that is newer than the M4, which is the Scar H. So here's that weapon. It's a lot more powerful than the M4, but it only holds 20 rounds instead of 30. And it's got a lot more recoil, so it's less stable. Also, looks like it's less accurate and less range. Shoots lower as well. But overall, this weapon it's a better weapon. Because in most ranges in this game, when you're engaging an enemy, it's going to be at close or medium range, not long range. So this will knock them down faster, a lot faster. Yes, you can see, nearly twice as much damage, but yeah. Next up, in some other games you have timers and energy systems, so we'll go ahead and we'll get out of Bullet Force just for now and we'll go look at Nova Legacy. Another way of implementing pay to win. or greed, because this video isn't about just pay to win, it's about greed as well. Just things that they do to get you to pay up. But first we'll collect our loot box, and as you can see, this is the free loot box that you get. It gives you basic items, but there's different tiers of boxes which gives you different items. So like green is better than the white stuff, I mean, and then the purple stuff is like better yet. I think that's how it goes in this game. And then there's the gold stuff, but as you can see, there's different tiers of boxes you can get. Here's the microtransactions. As you can see, they're not a simple conversion either. 99 cents gets you 300, $5 gets you 1800, and so on and so forth. You also got coins, so multiple types of currencies that you can get. Coins you get by just playing, but also in this game the trilithium you can get by just playing, unlike Bullet Force. So this game actually can be perhaps maybe a little less pay to win. Here you can also watch ads. Yeah. I'll go ahead and now watch this ad and get this blueprint for this weapon.
You gotta keep moving.
Go ahead and mute the audio. But yeah, there's multiple currencies they can use to trick you. There's just all sorts of stuff. So as you can see in this game, you can get the paid weapons pretty easily by, you know, the black market or anything of that sort. Unlike in Bullet Force, where you actually have to buy the weapon or grind for ads, this one you can just get ads. You watch ads and you can get the weapon. You play the game. There's got ways you can earn the premium currency. And that's another way that they can, I mean, like I said earlier, you know, you create dependents, you have daily rewards and stuff. That's one way you can keep your players paying. You give them the hope that they can actually get one of those premium weapons, and that might just be enough to keep the free player around. Therefore, you keep your player base and the game doesn't die off. And we go to the campaign. You can see that there's energy system, and each one of those missions consumes a certain amount of energy. So this one here consumes 3 energy. And if you run out of energy, well, you can buy more. Or you can watch an ad and get a little bit more. But that's one way they can force you to pay, is by putting up a paywall to get you to pay. And with this game, it's when you implement so many ways of making money is when you really get just really greedy. And it's pretty disgusting to see how games are becoming more and more like that with a lot of developers. And as you can see, we also got events here. There's no sales at the moment, but they'll probably change soon with the Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals coming up. There will probably be sales there. But if we go here, there's daily challenges, and you can get trilithium there. So yeah, in this game you can get trilithium by playing, but also by watching ads, so it's not as pay to win as Bullet Force, but still pretty greedy. Now if we go to the loadout, you can see that there's obviously weapons here that can be pretty pay to win. So like, let's take a look at this epic tier weapon. It fires 3 bullet bursts with devastating amounts of damage at mid-range. High damage per second comes at a cost. It has higher recoil and lower fire rate, but it's a 3-round burst, so 210 damage perhaps per bullet, so that makes a lot of damage there. The rate of fire is 33, so compare it to, say, a mid-tier assault rifle like this one here. As you can see, that more rare weapon has higher damage. And then the common weapon, which is your free gun, has pretty low damage. I mean, it's just 110. Like, the next step up is a bit more, and then there's a bit more on there. So like, this is actually almost double the free gun. But yeah, different loot boxes give different rarities of parts, and if you want good stuff, you actually have to pay for those loot boxes or get enough trilithium. You grind enough of it by playing and watching ads, you can get a free box. And that's another thing with these rare weapons, they also require more cards to craft. So since I have most of the stuff in this game, you won't be able to see how much for a lot of the stuff. So alright, so here, the epic tier, it requires 21. The legendary tier, which is even another step up, requires 26. Now let's take a look at this. This gun here, it's a plasma rifle type, so it doesn't require recharging. Actually, it's not a plasma rifle. Okay, that would be this gun here. This one's plasma rifle. This one is not. But as you can see, it's got a 220 magazine size. It's basically an LMG, and it's high damage. Yeah, it looks really overpowered, and that's something that I talked about earlier. Is, you know, don't keep your player satisfied for long. Well, as you can see, since I've already gotten the other weapons, I used to actually have all the weapons in this game, but they came out with more guns, so I don't have all of them anymore. And my old gun, my old legendary, my old epic rifle, is not as good as the new legendary rifle, and that's how you can maybe get someone to pay more. So yeah, that's pretty disgusting what we see here. Yeah, energy systems, timers, and where maybe perhaps you're trying to craft something in, like Clash of Clans, you know, there's got timers and you have to wait. You can spend money to speed them up. So it may not be necessarily pay to win to wait in that case, but it's just another way they can be greedy and get you to pay up. Not to say that microtransactions are bad, but the way they are implemented is pretty bad. You're basically setting the game up to not satisfy your player in order to get them to pay, by either making nuisances like timers or making it pay to win, like Bullet Force is doing. But back to Bullet Force, we'll go ahead and we'll join a match, which leads us yet to another issue. Unfair matches. So as you saw earlier, we could buy the overpowered gear, we could progress faster doing that, or we could just keep the free gear and go into the match. So alright, this match, it doesn't have a lot of players in it, and the ones that are in here are lower levels. So this match actually isn't too bad. The matchmaking in this match isn't really rigged so much. It's actually just fine. Alright, so that's one death there, and then another death there. But yeah, there's not a lot of people in this match, so I'm just gonna leave and let's see if we can find a more typical match. Typically, when I join a match in this game, there's usually a lot more players on it. So let's go try and join another match. Is it gonna put us in the same match? Nope. Instead, it put us in another. Okay, let's leave that then. Let's go to free-for-all. Okay, this match isn't rigged either. So maybe they fix matchmaking on the server, I don't know, but typically that's not how this game is. Trying to play and commentate on our video at the same time, I'm not really used to that. When I play a game, I usually just play a game, but instead I have to focus on what I'm trying to say. And yeah, not too good. Actually doing really crap right now. Almost killed that guy. I guess I don't have my typical perks set up. Well, that's right. That's another thing. I don't have those perks in here at this level. That's one thing that can also help more pay to win. When you're a higher level in this game, you do have perks. And those perks can give you different abilities, so like that pistol I have to click each time I want to fire it. Typically I don't have to do that on my level 72 account. As you can see, I got a headshot and it didn't kill the guy. And that's another thing about the free gun is you fire one round to the head, it doesn't kill the guy. Which creates yet another way of making the gun even more underpowered. But in this match, it's not a big deal. Everyone basically has the same guns as I do. Ooh, baby, a triple. Actually doing nice right now. Doing really nice. Let me reload, let me get that guy. Yeah, we got 7 kills in a row. I wasn't hitting my shoot button. Yes, I got this new device on my phone actually, and it's probably helping me out with the audio quality. Since I have a grip now, I don't cover up my microphone, so the audio in this video probably sounds better than it has in some previous videos. This guy he's a guest account, I think, maybe. There's a guest in here, but guest accounts in this game, a lot of them can be hackers, since guest accounts can't be banned. That's one thing that they can do. Oh, I win this match. But as you can see, we have a level 42 right here. So he spent the time to get an overpowered weapon. So I heard something like an AK-47 going off in the background. That would be him. He got 8 kills and 0 deaths. If he was here at the start, then he probably would have won. But that goes to prove one of my points is unfair matches. You put your low level players with the high level players, and what that does is you can force the low level players with less perks and less good guns to pay by making pay to win in an artificial way. So even if the pro was using, say, a M4A1, well, he does have his perks here. So like, well, I can now equip that perk, so that's good. Let's see if I have any others I can equip. But as you can see, these unlock after you reach a certain rank, and a lot of these can be useful. So one of the ones that pros really love to use in this game is called Undetected, and what it does is you'll never show up on the minimap. So if you don't know where your enemy is, they can hide somewhere and they can snipe you all day long, and you'll actually have to watch a bullet coming towards you in order to find them. And by that time, it's too late. I mean, they've probably already killed you with their overpowered weapons. So unfair matches is how you can make a game pay to win. Another thing about it is, in some games, the unfair matches don't have to pertain to your level of skill and what weapons you have unlocked at the time, because as a new player, you haven't had enough time spent in the game to earn enough credits to unlock a better gun. The next cheapest gun that you can get after the free M4A1 is the FAMAS, and it's not 2,000 credits. It actually costs, I think, 15,000. And with that said, as we're going through these weapons, notice the prices. Most of these weapons are over 100,000 credits. So for a new player going up against a whole lot of paid players, for them it's super grindy. I mean, they'll be dying over and over in every match that they have to do that. You know, use these weaker weapons with less perks, they get only a few kills. I mean, they're lucky when they get kills. So then they earn money very slowly in order to unlock a better weapon, so they can buy cheaper guns. Now currently in this game, there's yet more issues with there's issues with the netcode and hit detection. Like, weapons in this game that have higher fire rates, like the FAMAS, tend to have more issues with the hit detection. So this gun, when it should be taking 5 hits to kill, often can take 10 because the hit detection is off. So we've talked about timers and energy systems, ways of creating pay to win by having unfair matches, overpowered gear, ways to progress faster at earlier levels so that you can basically pay to win. You have eternal grinding. Basically, you want to unlock that gun, well, you have to play a whole ton of matches in order to get it, and if you're a newer player, that grind is longer, so maybe you end up paying, but yeah. Let's go back to the loot boxes. So, like here, as you can see, you can get cases, and basically what these cases do is give you skins. Now, if you notice, there's a cost to unlock these weapons, and if you don't have that gun, then you can't access this menu, which lets you pick the skin. So, in that way, in this game, it's alright. But as you see, we have different rarities of skins, and you're more likely to end up with a skin that looks like shit. Like, so let's say a very common skin. So perhaps you get a lazy single color skin like this one here, this white skin. It's very common. You're more likely to get that than you are to get a nicer looking skin like this skin, which is several colors and looks pretty nice, or even one of the animated skins on here. So like, yeah, we just passed one. This one here, this one looks really nice, right? Well, that's a legendary, so if you want to get this skin, well, another way to implement greed is, with the loot boxes, is create different rarities and you give them a whole bunch of crap skins. Now, with this game, you don't get duplicate skins. You only get skins that you don't have yet. So that's not as bad on a part for this game. It's actually nice that they've done it that way, but it's still gambling, which is an issue. You want the player to get what they want? Perhaps they have to spend $50 to get what they want. You don't let them buy it right off the bat. So then what they should have got for maybe $1, they got for $50 because you created a gambling system, essentially, with the loot boxes. You get different rarities, and with different rarities, you get more common stuff and less legendary stuff. And it's just one of the ways they can implement greed in this game. Anything that affects gameplay is more than likely pay to win. So like any games that have like XP boosters or that make you level up faster, or money boosters or anything of that sort, that can be pretty much pay to win there. Now there's ways you can create cosmetics that are pay to win, and I'll show you a few of those on the PC portion of this program. So we're almost done with the mobile portion, which is showing you some of the ways they're doing it in mobile games. Now with this game, we don't have ads all over the main menu, so that's pretty nice. In Modern Combat 5, you have ads on the main menu, and you can't pay to get rid of them, which is an annoying part, but it doesn't affect the gameplay. It makes them money so that they can support the game, and I'm okay with it, with them leaving that. But if we paid, it would have been nice if they would have removed those, but I can understand why they wouldn't. Microtransactions are not always evil. You can implement them in a way that makes the game fair to all players, like Fortnite does. It's just cosmetics. In Fortnite, you can pick and choose cosmetics. You want a specific item, you can go and buy it. You don't have to gamble for it with different rarities or loot boxes. and that is more a way how proper microtransactions to be. Microtransactions that are implemented properly are good for both the players and the developers. The developers get money and the players can play and have a fair match. And that's one of the reasons why Fortnite is a major success. It's a fair game. It's not the person with the biggest wallet that wins, it's the person with the most skill that wins. So we'll go ahead and we'll exit the mobile portion of this video to go to the PC portion, where I'll show you some more ways they can implement greed and pay to win. Back with the PC portion of this video, and first off we'll show off Black Squad, but since it's in maintenance we'll just go off of screenshots. So when you first start the game, you get a bit of gold to where you can buy weapons from the gold shop. So those weapons would be these here. Now there's more weapons available than just those, but those are just some of the options. As you can see, they cost credits. Like right here. Now this is a picture of the Korean version, I think, but all of these cost credits. You have enough money to where you can buy 2 guns if you get assault rifles or LMGs or SMGs, or you can buy 1 sniper rifle. So that would be like that. You can also buy grenades as well. Now, grenades in this game, like the previous, like the next game I'll show you, you rent grenades. Now you can also get weapons by getting them in boxes or paying for them with BS coins. BS coins you get from buying a loot box that contains BS coins. Now, BS coins stands for Black Squad coins, but if you want you can call them bullshit coins. That's what they are. And there's the different types of weapons. There's more different types of weapons, and these all cost BS coins. Now, BS coins you purchase, you get bullets, and here is where those come in. You buy a loot box, which then gives you the chance to get one of these guns. You have different loadouts you can get. They're all free. You get 3 loadouts. The next game and the previous game
you can pay for loadouts to get an advantage. You might ask, how is it an advantage? Well, it's because you can create weapon loadouts to more specific situations, which then in turn gives you better results. So then it's pay to win. The metal shop, I mean the gold shop, you know, looks like that. Trying to find screenshots of all of these doesn't work out too well. And there it is. There's the metal shop. You can get guns in here just by playing the game. So, alright, up here you can see where you would have gold, you have metals, you have the BS coin, and then you have the bullets. Now next to the bullets there's the plus button. That's, you buy these, you can then buy a box to get these. Now some of those boxes can also drop these or these. So you can buy a box that can drop BS coins, metals, or gold. Weapons that are in the gold shop, which would be here, you get money for at the start of the game in order to buy guns, and you can get 2 guns there at least, or you can get 1. You play the game, you level up, you get medals. You log in, you collect daily rewards, some of those give medals. You can then go here and you can buy some of these guns. These guns are better than the ones in the gold shop. On this page here, you can see you can buy customization options for like your background for your username. You can get those with medals as well. Now those don't affect gameplay, but at the start of the game, if you buy a box, then you can get the chance to get one of these weapons, you know, a metal weapon at the start of the game. When you don't have any medals, you can get a chance to get one of those. So then you get one of those, and that makes it pay to win. And recently they added more metal weapons that are even more overpowered. So the G28E, for example, is a semi-automatic sniper rifle, but since the fire rate is so high, it fires like a fully automatic assault rifle, if you rapid click, it only takes 2 bullets to kill, and it has no moving accuracy penalty. So if you're moving, then it's no issue for accuracy. Unlike with the default sniper rifle that you get for free, it has an accuracy penalty if you move and shoot at the same time. And recently they added a feature where you need to have keys in order to unlock a box. And you can get keys for free by logging in, but eventually you just run out of keys. So then you end up, guess what, you pay. So there it is, paying to win. You can also get gold boosters as well, so if you want to earn money faster, you can get those. You can get experience boosters that levels you up faster, so you can get metal weapons faster. And keeping that in mind, there's no brackets, so when you level up, you're still going up against those level 1s anyways, so it's pay to win. So that's Black Squad. On to Iron Sight. Waiting on Iron Sight to load. We'll go ahead and close the browser off. And as you can see, we're on home page. There's daily contracts, therefore creating dependence like we talked about earlier in this video. We have login rewards, then we go over here to the store, there's more login rewards. Then here is where you can see all the loot boxes. Now inside these loot boxes you can get different weapons. Now these weapons are not like the ones in Bullet Force. They're more like the ones in Black Squad. You actually buy these weapons and you can use them. I mean, they're actual weapons, not a skin that you apply to a weapon like it is in Bullet Force. So then at the start of the game, with Iron Sight, you do get a amount of starter credits. Unlike Bullet Force, you don't get any that you can spend right away on anything beneficial like you can in Black Squad. And you can go and take those credits and you can buy a sniper rifle if you want. Now for your first 7 days you get a trial of a sniper rifle that you can use, and you also get some grenades and some attachments that you can try out. Now grenades, just like Black Squad, you rent them. You never own them permanently, so it's just one way to suck money. On top of that, when you use a weapon, there's a repair cost. Now I've already repaired all my weapons, so that's not here. If you want, you have the ability to buy anything you want in this game, whether it's, you know, a scope. Now there's certain things you can't buy. You cannot buy that right away if you don't have it. You cannot buy barrel attachment, but you can buy scopes. Any of the weapon attachments you can buy. Tuning options you cannot buy, you have to earn those. But these you can, and on some weapons those are pretty pay to win if you buy them early on. Like the detecting sight, for example, can detect enemies behind smoke. It highlights your enemies in red so that you can see them easier and kill them. If you go to the chip store, you can see that you're able to buy gold at a faster rate than other players. And with this game, they have unfair matchmaking, so that you can be put against a level 50 player if you're just a level 1 player. You have the ability to buy things like boosters to increase the amount which you earn stuff, so that you can then win easier. And you can also buy packages which contain weapons that you can use. See, like for this you get this gun, then you get chips that you can spend on boxes. So you can buy this box here, and then you can get attachments for it right away, or you can get another gun. Now some attachments are just cosmetic. Those are just weapons. Okay, here's where you get money. Now different boxes have different things, but some of them have attachments, some don't. Now this one here is pretty expensive. Let's see what's inside it. These are just all weapons, as you can see. So you buy that box, you get weapons. Now back to the gold page. You can see that just like before, they don't use easy to convert amounts. Instead they have these weird amounts, so you end up actually perhaps buying more than what you need. Now since this game, since the weapons are at least a little bit more balanced than the previous game, there's nothing that's overly super overpowered, and they don't typically come out with anything new that's overpowered like early access with overpowered stats that then get nerfed. It won't be an issue. But eventually, after the 7 days expire on your trial guns, then you're left behind with your default assault rifle, and then whatever other weapon you happen to buy, which you still have no attachments for, or if you didn't buy a weapon, you bought attachments for your K2C, but you only bought one attachment, because the attachment still costs a lot of money too. Like this sight here is 20,000. It costs as much as a gun. A skinned gun costs more than a regular gun. Now to be fair, they have some other guns that cost chips, and they don't have any advantage over the regular one, as you can see there. In this game, you do have skills, but you can use all of them. You just pick whatever you want. Unlike Bullet Force, where you don't have that. You have to level up to get skills. there's the selection of cosmetics you can buy, and those don't affect the character stats or anything. But the point here is you're able to buy weapons ahead of time and attachments ahead of time and be able to compete better and win, even if you're a level 1 player. Regardless, you're going up against a level 50 player perhaps, even if you're level 1, so then that's sort of, since they're wiping you out with their scoped assault rifles and you don't have a scope, then guess what? You need to go get one. So you can either grind for it or you can pay up. And until then you're just going to end up being dead, you know. Now, in this game, after you've, you know, spent your, maybe your free player, you didn't buy anything right away, and you have bad stats, well, you're able to buy something to reset those stats. So here you go. You can buy these. They're 4,999 AP, and you can reset your stats. But thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, be sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, well, wait, we're not done yet. There'll be a part 2 on this video, and I will show you games that have implemented microtransactions in a actual fair way, where it doesn't affect the player. This microtransactions don't have to be evil like this. They can be good. Implemented properly, they can be better for both the player and the developer. And until next time, peace.